already talked about what the guild, excuse me, what the organization should be or not be in the future. We've already talked about, about a bunch of topics. Are there any services that you think that this organization should provide or should definitely not provide? So we open up the floor to you now. That we haven't already talked about, right? We want to open up the floor now for ideas in these areas. Come on up.
So someone mentioned conferences, that's a service that we might want to provide. Someone mentioned newsletters. Is there anything else besides that? That's the kind of category we thought about. Come up. Please come to the microphone.
Hi, my name.
No, just wait till ready for yourself.
Hi, my name is Judy Hoffman. I'm from Massachusetts. It would be nice that in addition to conferences, we also do retreats. There's a difference between them. One of them is process-driven, one of them is more speaker-driven. And it would be nice to have them. I'm involved with the International Polymer Clay Association. Every year we do one or the other. So this year we're having our retreat. Next year we'll be having Synergy, which is our international conference.
Is this one a process or a speaker?
This one's clay. This one
No, the one we're at right now. What would you call it?
this is a conference for metal clay.
So I want to capture your conference here. I do call retreat is
Right, for the polymer group,
No. What do you want to have in a retreat that we don't have here? So I can
you actually don't sit in a room and listen to someone lecture.
instead
You get together, you work on your clay, people do demos. So you're learning not from, it's hands-on. And that's one of the things that I think that we've lacked. There may be workshops, there may not. It may just be that people are sitting in a big room and that there are periodically demos. There may be someone come and speak in as a keynote speaker, but it's not, everybody goes and they sit in a room and they listen to an expert talk, because for many of us, we may be expert in some little itty bitty thing that other people might be interested in. And it's a way to spread that knowledge. The things that we've learned at the retreat for polymer clay this time have been, I think, just as meaningful as the fantastic speakers that have been here on the metal clay side. But they're two different entities. You might have pre-retreat classes, and sometimes we do that, but maybe not. But there are some members that are going to want to come and are going to want to work with other people. There are some members that are going to want to come and only listen to the experts talk. There are some people like me that want to do both. And it gives you an opportunity on every other year to do that.
My name is Ann Roser, and I'm from San Diego. And the one thing that I did want to say is education. That is what we all need to come for, is education. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're up.
I know this was something about education as well. We have a very specific demographic, and a lot of the recent surveys.
Can't understand.
Okay. You say a sentence and I'll say it in the mic.
We have a very specific demographic.
We have a very specific demographic.
That was proved by the surveys.
Say again. That was shown by the surveys. It's like a little wedding vows. She agrees with the last person about education. We need to expand into high schools and into other demographics. Holly Gage. Capture a younger crowd. As well as what we already have. That should include advocacy. As part of the education. Is that everything? Okay. So Holly's message is that she's wanting to start to include a younger crowd. As well as other demographics.
Hello, I'm Lisa Belga. I think most of you know me. Hi, Holly. What Jackie did earlier by spearheading the donation drive for the relief efforts in Japan was amazing. And everybody came together to make that a reality with the Shelter Box program. And any type of organization that does something that's both self-serving and does outreach to introduce something of value to other people, I think also must recognize that it's essential to give back, and something that isn't necessarily a part of our main agenda. But I'd like to see the program every year have an earmarked charitable organization where maybe we do a program, and it can be an auction, or it could be any number of ways, but where we raise money and also raise awareness for what we do by contributing to a greater good.
Any additional or new ideas?
I'm Pat Hartman. I'm from Chagrin Falls near Cleveland, Ohio. I'd like to kind of make an attempt at reframing our goals here, as since I come out of an academic background, as being advancement of knowledge and excellence, and that can encompass some of the other things that we've been talking about, because it includes both what we do for ourselves and what we're doing for the general advancement of metal clay. And so I think if we reframe it in that way, it might open up some new possibilities. One of the things that I hate to see going away from the PMC Guild is the annual, because that's a place where the excellence of people working in metal clay is apparent, and that can become a goal for many people. So I'd hate to see something like that go away completely. It could take another form of being something online, and it would be, I'm sure it's a very difficult undertaking, and it includes all kinds of people contributing to that effort. But I think it would be a good thing to keep in mind as a possible service.
Okay, well, if you have ideas, you know, you can press them probably at the end, think of additional ideas, but let's, Ray has one more.
I'm actually thinking I think, yeah, I know. I think it'd be a really cool idea, people who are involved in other guilds, either international or not, or local, to ask their leaders to say, we need help forming a new guild. Can you give us your outlines, your bylaws? Let us get started with some processes that have already worked. Instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, we can talk to snack people, you can talk to the glass people. There's, and maybe other guilds in the metal clay that are still going strong and working, because some guilds are not working really strongly in this aspect. So I think that would be a really neat thing to do, is to get liaisons with these different guilds, get their bylaws that work, and see if we can use those when it comes down to fine tuning.
So now we want to talk about, who is this for? Who are our customers? What are our members? And what are they not?
So who do you think they are or are not? What groups would fall in those categories? Artists. I assume that's art. Galleries.
I think you can have maybe three levels of members. You have the active members that are artisans. You have the You may be looking at three levels of membership. You would have the artisans, the active participants in metal clay. You would have corporate members, and that could be any number of people. It could be the metal clay manufacturers, all of them, the kiln manufacturers, the PMC 123, Art Clay 123, all of the companies that are out there. Those are corporate members. You also could fold in the local guilds, or you've got PMC, local PMC groups, local art clay societies. They could have a separate level of membership. So if a group wanted to retain its identity at the local level, it still could, but the individual members of that local entity could participate as individual artisan members.
So the deeper, big
Corporate,
Yeah.
the artisans, corporate, and the guilds, local guilds. They would have potentially each a different payment structure.